Chat, you will not believe it. I managed to... I was pouring my hot chocolate out from the velvetizer, because I got a velvetizer. I'm fancy like that. Guess who may have spilled a bit of his hot chocolate while pouring it into the cup? I am so not with it today. Oh my days. Chat, we behaving? Do I need to start throwing some bands out? Hang on. Dog to bed, but I don't want to get up. That's fair. Everyone moving? Is someone talking about Pilk again? I have got pecan Danish hot chocolate. I'm quite excited. Play Persona 3, it's a great game. Hell yeah, that's the plan. Right, Baus gets a hold of his Gragas first pick. Massive. We're banning Rumble, Maokai, Aatrox. 2 big picks for Ragnar, and they're decent answers into the Gragas. The chat as well, sorry, apologies. Let's move that out of the way. On the other side, the Syndra, the Jarvan, and the Scion off the board. How do you stay hydrated when you spill all your drinks? I just have to pour more. That's the idea. Like, you have to have a percentage of wastage. That's the idea. Oh, hang on, where is my YouTube chat? Come back to me. There you are. Fantastic. So, Yunara Ornn. Gragas has a weird time into Ornn. You don't really hurt him at all. He buffers through your cask. Have to feed the counter too, indeed. There's double hydra. Yeah, it's all that fine. That's fine. Nothing super crazy there. Cool, not missing anything. Trundle is very wise into Ornn. Velia plays a decent Trundle. Already a decent CC core there for Lost Returns. Probably could use something a little bit more straightforward to set up for the cask and the pillar. You'll make do if you have to. Is it just a straight Hui? Though Hui into Ornn can be a bit rough. Come on, GL, pick Kiana and end this. Yeah, maybe. Xerxes does play a bit of Kiana if memory serves. Lots of interesting fans. We've got a fair number of KC fans in here alongside Lost Returns fans, and that's completely fine. Rooting for their LFL brethren, that's completely reasonable. As long as people are managing their hate watching within reasonable bounds, I have no issues. Gonna pick up the Kai'Sa is good, and there's the Kiana. 0-2 so far this tournament. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. MCoy fanboy called it out. There we go. It's been a pick for Lost Returns. Okay. Xerxes got very fed early on the Neferi and couldn't clutch it out. Managing Kiana is an interesting one. Lots of it is keeping her down early and basically dealing with the fact that she is still very short range and has to full combo. If she doesn't get a lot of value out of Rolt, she can still be dealt with. But a lot of it comes down to good vision control. A lot of it comes down to actually being respectful of her and stopping her snowballing early. Because if she gets ahead, she stays ahead. She's very, very dangerous. Poppy might be a solid option here. I would be tempted to 4th pick it as Galions. Not great into Trundle. It is good into Kai'Sa. Wasn't Odo Omni Xerxes' old teammate? Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Back in the day, Odo and Xerxes were teammates for a very long time. There was Xerxes and Vizicachi as well was the other big pairing. I take it back. UOL, once upon a time. Xerxes, Vizicachi. Peek back in Splice. He did a decent job on his return. It was a bit messy, but they mid-gamed all right. To me, Xerxes is a Splice player. Fair. Don't blame you. Raw Alistair. 2 best defensive supports up here, I think. I'm surprised they're banning Alistair themselves. Because Alistair's normally the answer into the Trundle. Because you're a tank that Trundle can't steal stats from. I'm surprised you're not 4th picking. They want to blitzcrank this? Okay, Zoelis. The Franco-Spanish coalition. All right, the rival fans are in here. I see you. Wasn't he on UOL too? Yeah, I believe so. Blitz Kiana. Oh my god, are we Nautilusing this? Nautilus is an awful champion to hook, as is Gragas. Trundle's not that much better. You can pop him. Why did the game start 2 hours before? Because it's a rolling schedule, Rumbit. That's how it's always been for League of Legends. And it's pretty upfront about that. Schedule is basically because the game's finished earlier, the next game's come up. We don't wait. This isn't Dota. We don't run it that way. That has been true since 2011. Previous. I'm not going to lie to you. I've not seen Lost Ratones win a game against Kiana, and that worries me. Mel. Okay. Mel can mess with Blitzcrank like no other champion. Blitzcrank hooks you. You reflect it. Blitzcrank suddenly realizes he's being hooked straight towards you. It's a bad time. Can you reflect the supreme display of talent? I would assume so. It's a projectile, so I would assume so, yeah. Well, well, well. Kiana needs to pick her moments well. Akali. Actually quite good into Mel. There's a lot of things you need to try and reflect. You don't reflect the shuriken, think bad things happen. You still have a horrible time into basic trades. You need to get Solar Snare well, which you can do. Man, Galions, if you... What do I think of that? I think Lost Ratones have arguably got a much more cohesive draft. Good pick. Great, yeah, great pick to set up a Kai'Sa. Like, everybody but Kai'Sa, everybody can set up Kai'Sa to find good value. You got Trundle to mash the Ornn, which makes the Ornn's life a lot harder. One of the reasons we started seeing less Ornn was because Trundle was ruining its day every time. And I think Akali can be a problem in a side lane. But I think is not a bad matchup into Mel as I understand it. Still, if Kiana gets fed, I think Kiana has a lot of targets to blast. With the notable exception of the Mel, which can get a bit weird. But I think if you start getting vision control and then start having people like Akali and Kiana coming out from the dark with Ornn ults, with hooks coming out, can be really rough. And again, Mel only has one spell shield every 30 seconds. There are some big ticket things to block. Ornn ult, Kiana ult, let's crank hook. Those are big. We saw Leave reflect a Renata ult earlier today, which was hilarious. We saw bot lane Mel. Quick pause. I don't know how long it is. I'm hoping we're into game. I'm hoping Xerxes back. 2 hour pause reminds me of the good old times. Which was it? Was it a world championship that was postponed due to a power outage? Oh, yeah. There was one. I think it was in IEM where they had a rotating stage, and the rotating stage severed the cables. So they had a power outage, had to redo it, and had to basically do that one. Basically to, like, postpone or something. It was wild. Which I think is also the tournament where Silver Scrapes came from. World Season 2. Alex is a Noah. There you go. In full initialized tradition, I poured my coffee when pouring it into a cup. I'm glad you're all getting inspired by that. Wait, really? Oh... That's crazy. Hang on, I'll undo. I'll save you, Burnished. It thought .eu was a link. It thought .eu... See, because someone typed COGEU with a dot, and it thought the .eu was a link. That's wild. Sorry about that one. Harpoon level 1. Cultivation of Spirit is pretty strong. I got you, mate. Go, Lost Ratones. Hell yeah. Need to get this Kai'Sa snowballing. This game does basically is based around getting Crowny to be a monster. You've got... Basically everyone has got tools to set up Crowny for good ults. If you don't, it's a bad time. I think there is a world here where Yunara could end up being a little bit threatening. But again, she's got to dance around Nautilus and Gragas and Trundle, which isn't always the most fun for her. Hey, Dia. Welcome on in. That was the Silver Scrapes incident. That was World Season 2. Gotcha. Thank you. I was right. Phew. Because that was the one where they severed the cables, wasn't it, with the rotating stage? Last time Nemesis played Mel was 4 hours ago. Nice. Yesterday, LTO North promised there's the problems with the online tournament and had a lot of pauses. Yeah, they were basically chatting about that earlier with some DDoS and stuff. Kiana is doing her thing where she farms really quickly. We'll be on that. Scuttle Crab nice and fast. Might be able to double Scuttle here, actually, if she's quick. Or look bot. We might have a bit of a 3v3 bot, so we'll keep our eyes on it. Ragnar looking for the Demolish proc. Gets it. We'll now reset and pull away. Ooh, hook on the minion. Belly's now bot side. Hook now onto the Blitzcrank. He doesn't have a lot to work with here. Xerxes is coming, but might be a little too late. Has got the flash to work with. Blitz flash is quite late, but now actually, because everyone's blown flashes, Kiana has a lot of value here. Looks to go forwards. Decent chunk there. Not enough to threaten. Gets the first strike gold at the very least. What's that cost? Crownie's flash for Harpoons and Dualises. Probably still worth for Lost Returns. Hang on. Xerxes sticky around, not for long, doesn't cancel it. Okay, we'll be back on the map. I don't know whether you needed the health pot. Xerxes, I guess he was potentially wanting to duel the Trundle early. Massive first strike gold, exactly. A whole 0.0k ahead. Feel like Nema's going to have to pop off. I hope so. He had an insane Galio game. 64,000 damage on Galio, which I was just not expecting at all. Absolutely monster performance. It makes sense LR has to beat Kiana if they want to make it. There is something quite apt about it, I agree. Man, I'm so tense, don't blame me. Alright, let's make sure we're all set up properly. Good route with the Solar Snare. Means Saren doesn't get the auto he's necessarily looking for. Oh man, actually did get... Damn, the auto cancelled. That's really annoying. Passive stacking. Good auto. Good trade back with the 5-point strike. Interestingly, Saren has gone towards Electrocute, which is fairly regular. He's got level 6. Oh, Nemesis, I think, might just be dead here. Oh, good buffer. Can't quite get the kill. Nemesis still flashes. Level 6 spike. But still, Saren didn't get the kill with it. Ends up being okay, I think. Be a bit careful, because I think Nemesis is going to be very close to 6 here. If Saren sticks around, he's in danger of being... Oh, hang on, he's going to look for it. Oh, there's a level 6! Got the kill! We'll die for it. I wondered whether we might end up with a burning eclipse there. Golden eclipse. Golden eclipse. I never remember Mel's ability names. I always get the adjectives wrong. Let me double check. Searing Brilliance to the passive. Radiant Volley. Rebuttal. Solar Snare. Golden Eclipse. I was right. Golden Eclipse. Radiant Volley. Searing Brilliance. Searing Brilliance. Radiant Volley. Ugh. Too many different styles of adjective. Hook to buffer through a little bit. Prevents too much value there. But now they're going to get a big turnaround potentially. Xerxes isn't quite at the level 6 yet. So, all the Forge God for not a lot, actually. Not bad from Reckless. Xerxes is about a camp off... No, he's about 2 camps off 6. Chunk onto Crownie. Oh, Reckless is also really low. This gets messy. Oh, boy. Saren can start dancing. Yeah, that's the Electrocute. Won't be too much more. Okay. Crownie dying there is problematic, and the Akali's getting gold. Has stacks on the Dark Seal. Oh, baby. That should be problematic. Yeah, but I'm a play-by-play caster. I have to remember the ability names. That's the whole deal. Radiant Volley. Rebuttal. Solar Snare. Golden Eclipse. The one. Fire for the passive. Light for the Q. Color for the ult. Zillion. Does play Zillion, it's true. Strictly Cassiopeia, that has not been very successful of late. Plays Vel'Koz. Plays Yone. Plays Orianna. We said that's already in there. Yeah. LR making sure they play all 7 days for content. True. Towards the grubs we go. Supreme Displayer talent available. There's the Hydra in infantry. Or, Tiamat, rather. Tiamat doesn't build into Profane Hydra, does it? Is he going Ravenous? So I don't think Tiamat doesn't build into Profane anymore, does it? Am I just being mad? Possibly. It does, I'm lying. It does build into Profane Hydra. It's just I'm used to seeing the Brutalizer first. I thought it does. It's right. I completely gaslit myself. Harpoon is dead. No, he got away with it. Bloody hell, Xerxes is around. Yeah, I was just wrong. I was just wrong is the answer. Arc of Ruin. Crowny's low. Xerxes can kill them all here. Looking for an angle. Ooh, that Supreme Displayer talent's nasty. Crowny has to flash back out. Does not have ult. Xerxes now in danger. Doesn't have a flash himself. Wasn't expecting Velia to be there. There's the hook. W just goes wide. Hooked to the turret. Reckless will die. Okay. 1 for 1, but they can't stick under the turret. They just killed off Crowny as well? Crowny, how did you take turret aggro? That's entirely unnecessary. I think Baus might be in danger here. It's like no mana. I don't think they can kill him. Missed the hook. Go take the turret aggro. Time I've listened to all hydras. Yeah. I was wrong. I think I'm just used to seeing Brutalizer first. Still, Xerxes gets the Profane Hydra. I cannot believe that Crowny ended up taking turret aggro there. That is wild. Did that also get Xerxes the kill? I think it might have done, because I don't think Harpoon hit him. Because Harpoon's only got the 1 kill and no assists. Oh, good grief. So Crowny dying gave a kill to Qiyana as well. That's not great, guys. Oops. Is it me, or do I always feel like Crowny's out of position a lot? He has been known to overstep a little bit of late. His Kai'Sa's normally very good, but those 2 deaths are pretty rough. Especially when this game is quite a lot about the Kai'Sa. Glad to see teams are punishing DLRs, sometimes lacks early games. Look, their early games are often quite profligate with their lives. They give up a lot more kills than they should. Even if they get leads in the early game, and they sometimes do. Like, again, LR's bad early game, inverted commas, still often sees them with a lead at 15. But what they do often give up is a lot of free kills, or kills that they shouldn't do because they're being disrespectful.
This is no time for jokes, please.
And that can be a real problem into carry junglers. Because, like, Qiyana at the minute is probably the hardest snowballing, hardest carrying jungler in the meta. She's hard to play, and if she doesn't snowball, she becomes quite awkward. We've seen it in LCK, we've seen it in LEC and stuff where it's not looked particularly pretty. When it has looked good, though, it's still nice. Got most of the gold. Took a bit of damage doing it. I think Baus is likely going to die. They're going to try and donate a kill over. Another one over to Xerxes, aren't they? Yeah, Harpoon gets it. Yup, that's kind of sucky. Wild arrows on the Yunara as well. Don't see that one as much. Blade of the Ruin King or Kraken Slayer tends to be the regular one. Though, again, it's not like we haven't seen Wild Arrow. But it is generally the 3rd place, if memory serves. They're going to try and play with Grub. They've got 3 Grubs. They can look to get a lot of plates here. Only 1. Yeah, I didn't want to stick on the turret and get ulted by Trundle. I can see that being a bit problematic. Should get up plate at the least. There it is. Belly's being warded off the wards. Ornn's clearing wave mid. Akali threatened to roam down. Does need to be careful of the Kai'Sa and the Nautilus coming up. Watch mid. They're looking for a play mid. You can see the pings from Lost Ratones. Faust and Velia forced off the turret, and that will be first turret to Galions. That's very nicely done. They're trying to funnel as much of the gold as they can into Harpoon and Xerxes. Zolis wasn't quite far enough away. A little upsetting to give him the gold, but that's okay still. Yeah, they got 2 plate spot, but that is 5 plates top and first brick. So that is now a feat of strength as well. So you've got upgraded boots literally now, which I think is quite risky. Do I call them Guardians? Sorry, MB, what are you talking about specifically? Galions. At least that's the English pronunciation. Supreme display of talent. And Xerxes gets another crown. He's dead. Oh my god, just about survives it. Bloody hell. Didn't quite have enough follow-up. They can look for a bit more. The reason their logo is a ship. Looking rough. And I will just say, I think Kiana is a harder carry than Neferi in the current meta. Significantly scarier team fighter. Significantly scarier team fighter. I don't know, Brack. I've seen some players not from the LPL do some horrible, horrible ults that haven't looked very good. I thought that was Gamer Legion. No. No, it's Galion. So I wonder whether it's a rename. Wait, I mean, it's an LFL org. Galions. Maybe they renamed. The collaboration between Team Geo and Streamer Sixen. It's formerly Team Geo, who have collaborated with Sixen, who's a streamer. Oh, there's the hook they were talking about, but it just brings them in range of the rocket punch. Looking for the Exuko, can't quite find it with the golden radiance. Root still onto Saren, but they don't have the reflect anymore. Rebuttal not required though. That's when they looked it up. Radiant Volley still lands. That's why you can sometimes do quite a lot of work into the Akali. You can hit her even in the Shroud. Can potentially lead to exit. But 2 full towers before 14 is serious. It's a pretty serious lead for Galions. They're up 13k. 3k. 13k at 14 minutes would be pretty ridiculous. But it's still a very significant lead. And the Kiana is already 1,400 gold ahead of the Trundle. That is a problem. Okay, we're coming over to this. Xerxes around, has the Supreme Display of Talent to work with. Ornn can look to roam down as well. Baus eats a bit of damage. TP behind. They do get the Herald. But what about the fight afterwards? Looking for an angle. There's a depth charge. Saren's going to get knocked up. Call of the Forge comes on through. Gets a double knock-up. Looking for more. They get a Supreme Display done around the Atacama wall! The Atacama wall! Oh, that's horrifying. And now there's no turret. Turret can flip just wide. Hook Zoelis. There it is again. But Nemesis now doesn't have it for anything else. Gets the Blitzcrank but dies himself. Harpoon going on forward. Can begin to cultivate the spirit. Where's the next step? Does he need it? No, he doesn't. Galions are running over it suddenly. That is a 4-kill Yunara. Another couple kills for the Sakali as well. Hurricane on back. Oh, boy. This is looking a little bit dire. 5,000 gold. Out of nowhere at 16 minutes. I'd rather Reckless on Rakan. Yeah, I can't remember whether it was banned, but either way, he didn't get a hold of it. There's the Dragon, second one for them. They can play for Soul Point this time around. Didn't the last time, and it hurt them a bit. So Alice looking for potential hook onto Nemesis. If he does this wrong, it will cause his death. Decides to Hex Flash instead. Galions plicked Rakan game 1. You're absolutely right, therefore it's not available for Reckless. You're absolutely right. Thank you for the clarification. Appreciate you. Reckless more deaths than Baus. Yeah, it's not been a great time so far. In fairness, I don't think it's mostly been the fact that he's been trying to body block for everyone else. Crowley's having a tough time as well. I don't really want to sit here, but I like Alaa, but it was so objectively hilarious that the 2-time champs don't make top 16. The thing is, they would still play tomorrow. They'd still play tomorrow. It's not done yet. But yeah, I'm a little nervous. The Akali's really strong. The Kiana's really strong. The Yunara's really strong. And we said, look, Galions, as a straight 5v5, your comp is a little bit weird. Quite a lot of tools here from LR to make their comp work a bit more synergistically. But you have a lot of snowball, a lot of target access, a lot of just snowball potential from Galions. If the Blitzcrank and the Ornn set up for a Kiana, Akali, Yunara just pop off early, and that's what's happened. Velia is in danger of a hook. He's going to get ulted around his own damn pillar. Oh, Velia. Trundle is not tanky without subjugating, without a second item. Ow. Axiom Arc also basically means Xerxes' ult is already half off cooldown. Kiana's not even Bowser's fault this time. No. It's not. Reminder, LR give up kills early. Xerxes got a lot of them. Now 30 CS up and 2.4k is up a level. That will continue to expand. I've seen 4 level leads from jungle Kianas that have snowballed. See Kanavi and Tarzan. Hell, Tien, sorry. Well, looks like LR plays well. We said that last game as well, though, remember? Lost Ratones managed to come back somehow. They still got decent scaling. They've still got good 5v5. I don't think it's over yet, per se. I refuse to say that I got Lost Ratones in the game. I've seen them come back from far too many silly games. That said, Galions are in a fantastic position against a champion that has proven to be absolute kryptonite for Lost Ratones. Yana is kind of like the... She is the quintessential anti-Lost Ratones champion. A jungle snowball carry champion that can spread leads from early game, kills that she picks up around the map. If someone has a bad early game, and guaranteed with Lost Ratones, pretty much that someone's going to give up free kills, and Kiana's involved, she will take that lead and turn it into a very horrifying game state. How does LR beat Keen, Tarzan, Zekarula, Duro? With difficulty. Who are LR playing tomorrow? No idea yet. I don't think. Draw happens after this. Oh, the hook! Unfortunately, Zoelis, you got baited, my son. Mechanical failure. Mechanical failure! Can you turn that into Atacon? You got a man advantage for a bit. And the Blitzcrank gets punished for being a little overeager there. Here we go. Atacon's around. LR are going to see this their opportunity. Here we go. Seren's over the wall in the alcove. Can look for a flank angle. Watch for Xerxes as well. Here comes the TPs. 4v5. Galions are still going to play this. Is this the comeback? Or is this the death knell? Possibly both is the answer. Herald summoned. Battle Herald angle. Faust now looking for a big engage. In goes the Orn. Supreme display of talent. Isn't that fantastic? Xerxes owned away. Into the backline goes Seren. Looking to threaten Reckless the rest of the group. Oh my god, the perfect execution. Kiana nabbed the Atacon. And Lost Ratones are sent into the river drowned. Rats. That's it. That was the window. And slammed right down. Guillotine style on Lost Ratones' neck. And isn't that app coming from an LFL squad? Oof. That's a lot of gold from the standing turrets as well. Upgraded Profane Hydra. Oh man, ornaments coming in. That's where a Giant Rotten Tornado would have been useful. Yeah. Not even wrong. Shadow Flame for Akali, Edge of Night for Xerxes to avoid some of the CC from Lost Ratones that they do have. Yeah, normally you'd see like Serpent's Fang here. There's not actually that many shields right now. And I think that Edge of Night into things like the cask, into things like the hook. Really nice. Make sure things like depth charges become a lot harder to pull off. Dragon's Life, this will be sole point. Galions, this is their game to lose. They have to be the ones that fumble. The problem, LeBlue-tailed, I don't know whether he'd get the opportunity to shove like that, because I feel like he will try and do that on a side lane, and the problem is, Akali Kiana will blow him up. Like, he's not tanky, and Kiana will one-shot him with a bit of assistance. And that basically means you'll try and go for this play, Kiana will kill you so quick that you don't actually buy enough time. Darren gets rooted, looking for more. Gets a lot of damage. Needs to be afraid of a potential execute from the passive. Shuriken flip back. Gets a kill on his way out of 1v2. Xerxes now looking at Velia. Will speed away with the Deadmans and the Frozen Domain. You do get the shutdown. You take that, I think. You take that, I think. Mel's now actually in a mild lead, by the way, somehow, some way. Partly because she's the one who's gotten the majority of the kills here. And that was an important shutdown. That's kind of crazy. Mel's got a gold lead. If Lost Ratones make first stand, I think the world will implode. It would be pretty ridiculous. Second item for Kai'Sa. Second item for Mel. Building towards a third. That's pretty important. Xerxes off vision. If someone face checks this Qiyana here, I think he's trying to catch someone being stupid. Look at where Crownie is, though. Xerxes could int this. There's 4 members around, and Xerxes alone. You fumble this, it could cause some serious trouble. Xerxes having a run. Watch this. Next, look for a flash. Then he got the Hex Flash. Does he get over the wall here? He'll look for it now. Watch. Oh, I can't get around in time. Okay. Xerxes quick enough. Yeah, smart from Xerxes to back away. I think if Xerxes had gone for that 1vX there, he would have died. Gonna cost him a lot of jungle on the other side, though. The Akali's stealing the red buff. Harpoon's gonna get a wave in mid. Harpoon's 3k ahead as well. That's rough. He's got infinity edge over this Kai'Sa. Bloody hell. Noonday, we're not expecting them to get to first down. We're just saying it would be quite objectively quite funny if they did. Shadow Flame upgraded for the Akali. Yeah, that's going to sting. Like, the point is, it's theoretically possible. Nemesis is probably like, no need to ban Qiyana, that champ is useless. Like, yup. Is it now? Has Seren stopped Nemesis 3 games in a row? Kind of. Though I will say, the Galio from Nemesis was bloody good last game. Seren had a good time of it early, because Orianna is a good matchup into Galio early on. But Nemesis did something like 1.5k damage a minute as Galio. Like, he did 64,000 damage in the last game. It was pretty bloody ridiculous. So last game, I'd probably give it to Nemesis on grand scheme of things. Like, he was a large part of how they managed to clutch it out. Even if the Ori matchup is a winning one, right? So. Qiyana's a very predictable telegraph champ. Yes, but she does her combo so damn fast, it doesn't matter if it's predictable if you can't stop it. They're running Baron. Value's got flash. They don't know he's there. I think Xerxes is going to ult the wall here. Yeah, they see him. They see him. They see him. Watch Xerxes. Watch Xerxes. Flash over. They can look to pull him over the wall. Ah, nicely done, Zoelis. Supreme Displayer Talent goes wide. Valia puts down the pillar. But unfortunately for him, he is about to get blown up. Does manage to nab a red buff to Zoelis. But they get the Baron. Pretty much on spawn. Managed to mess with Velia by pulling him out. That was actually very heads up from Zoelis. Wave shove bot. Tier 2 claimed. This is looking tough. 40 seconds on Cloud Soul. And Cloud Soul for Qiyana, Akali, Harpoon on the Yunara. Harpoon's Yunara. Like, this is a really nasty Cloud Soul game. 3 hyper-mobile gliding champions with Cloud Soul. That one will suck. That one will suck. That one will suck. There's that one ward in the river giving them some value here. They know Zoelis and Xerxes around Velia. Gotta be careful. You knew they were in there! Bloody hell, Velia. Well, that's half his HP bar gone. That's all. If Nemesis or Velia are on ahead, LR doesn't know what to do. They can play with Crownie ahead too, but I think actually Crownie has often relied on team support to get ahead. Or at least uninterrupted lanes, and that's not happened. But yes, Nemesis is basically often just won by default, by just laning better by himself. But when he starts going against players who can match or just beat him in lane, Lost Ratones don't really know how to play through mid, and that is problematic. Because actually, Reckless and Velia don't really do coordinated plays around mid lane very well. Like, as a duo, they're not really about syncing up around mid. Whereas a lot of other teams are. I have roam priority for my bot lane and my jungler. What are we going to do? Turn mid. Well, there's inhibitor number 1 going down in mid lane. Seren is pretty hard to manage here. They're going to try and jump on him. Call the Forge Guard. Looking to strafe across Velia, who has no tanky stats. Will try and subjugate no one. Harpoon goes on a rampage. They're now in a 5v4. Lost Ratones on the verge of losing to Kiana again. 0-3 against it this tournament. And Galions, the LFL second seed, looking to remind Lost Ratones that for all their dominance this year, for all the hype, the fame, the notoriety, EMEA Masters has always been, and as far as they're concerned, always will be, a French-run tournament. 3-3 for Lost Ratones. Galions, well, they'll be promoting. Qualified for playoffs. And the ship, ironically,